If you love somebody, let them go, for if they return, they were always yours. If they don't, they never were. I prefer to be a dreamer among the humblest, with visions to be realized, than lord among those without dreams and desires. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the most massive characters are seared with scars. You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. Life without love is like a tree without blossoms or a fruit. Music is the language of the spirit. It opens the secret of life, bringing peace, abolishing strife. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but at what he aspires to do. I love you when you bow in your mosque, kneel in your temple, pray in your church. For you and I are sons of one religion, and it is the Spirit. One's own religion is after all a matter between oneself and one's Maker and no one else's. We choose our joys and sorrows long before we experience them. The timeless in you is aware of life's timelessness, and knows that yesterday is but today's memory and tomorrow is today's dream. Trees are poems the earth writes upon the sky, we fell them down and turn them into paper, that we may record our emptiness. You pray in your distress and in your need, would that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. We are all like the bright moon. We still have our darker side. Trust in dreams, for in them is the hidden gate to eternity. Life without liberty is like a body without spirit. Doubt is a pain too lonely to know that faith is his twin brother. Our anxiety does not come from thinking about the future, but from wanting to control it. Follow your heart. Your heart is the right guide in everything big. He that tries to seize an opportunity after it has passed him by is like one who sees it approach but will not go to meet it. One day you will ask me which is more important, my life or yours? I will say mine, and you will walk away not knowing that you are my life. It takes a minute to have a crush on someone, an hour to like someone, and a day to love someone. But it takes a lifetime to forget someone. Hearts united in pain and sorrow will not be separated by joy and happiness. Bonds that are woven in sadness are stronger than the ties of joy and pleasure. In the sweetness of friendship let there be laughter, and sharing of pleasures. For in the dew of little things, does the heart find its morning and is refreshed. If my survival caused another to perish, then death would be sweeter and more beloved. You may forget with whom you laughed, but you will never forget with whom you wept. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. No human relation gives one possession in another, every two souls are absolutely different. In friendship or in love, the two side by side raise hands together to find what one cannot reach alone. If the other person injures you, you may forget the injury, but if you injure him you will always remember. You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked, through understanding. Progress lies not in enhancing what is, but in advancing toward what will be. If you cannot work with love but only with distaste, it is better that you should leave your work and sit at the gate of the temple and take alms of those who work with joy. A little knowledge that acts is worth infinitely more than much knowledge that is idle. Tenderness and kindness are not signs of weakness and despair, but manifestations of strength and resolution. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. The teacher who is indeed wise does not bid you to enter the house of his wisdom but rather leads you to the threshold of your mind. Generosity is giving more than you can, and pride is taking less than you need. When you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. The optimist sees the rose and not its thorns, the pessimist stares at the thorns, oblivious to the rose. If your heart is a volcano, how shall you expect flowers to bloom? I have learned silence from the talkative, toleration from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind, yet strange, I am ungrateful to these teachers. To understand the heart and mind of a person, look not at what he has already achieved, but at what he aspires to. Love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. Between what is said and not meant, and what is meant and not said, most of love is lost. A thief is a man in need. A liar is a man in fear. If indeed you must be candid beautifully. Rest in reason. Move in passion. To belittle, you have to belittle. Yesterday is but today's memory, tomorrow is today's dream. Beauty is not in the face, beauty is a light in the heart. Mother, the most beautiful word on the lips of mankind. Work is love made visible.